So all everybody, thank you for taking your time off and learning more about Italy, and specifically today about Piedmont. So this is, of course, the first of a 5-part series webinar on Piedmont, this beautiful region north of Italy, known as it should be. So we are making sort of an effort today to bring it to your attention. We have 2 special testimonials. We will get to them right away. You already seen from the backdrop. This is not CGI. These are not pictures. This is actual where they are right now. So start the envy roll and just feeling better by yourself. Now, one more thing. Thanks to the generosity of Piedmont and the Provincia di Torino and the Turin Tourism Board, you will receive a Piedmont card, a Turin card, which actually allow you in the next 2 years, if you are in Piedmont, if you are in the area, to go in, cash it in, and being able to use it in different ways. And in a few minutes, Veronica will explain to you what it is and how it works and all that. Now, so now let's talk about this beautiful, beautiful part of Italy and a beautiful city. And of course, I want to introduce all these great people that are here today to talk about Torino and all the great things that it has to offer. Let me get it right, because I don't want to make mistakes. First and foremost, of course, the promoter and market developer of Turismo Turino e Provincia, Veronica Rossi. Thank you very much for being here. I have the curator of Museo Edizio, Cedric Gobel. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
My fault, remind me. And last but not least, the person responsible for the external relations of the Reggia di Venaria. And we have with us Tommaso Riccardi di Netro. Thank you very much for being with us. Now, before we start, I want to show you a quick video that was sent from the region itself. Somebody couldn't be here with us, but I want to say a quick hello, and we will introduce like that the whole region, then we'll talk to Veronica. Please send the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Luisa Piazza, the Managing Director of Visit Piemonte, the Regional Tourism Board of Piemonte. And we are in charge of promoting this beautiful region located in northwestern Italy. As you probably know, Italy has already opened, and we are working hard in order to be ready and to welcome you back in our territory. The reason why you should come and visit us is that Piemonte is an off-the-beaten path destination, not so well known, and on the other hand, so we can offer so many different activities and attractions that you will enjoy them. First of all, Torino, its capital city, a very elegant and ancient capital of Italy. Then we have excellent food and wine wherever you go in our region. Third, plenty of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Among them, I would like to remind the royal residences of the Savoy family and the vineyard landscape of Langherrera Monferrato, both UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Then we have beautiful lakes, Lake Maggiore and Lake Orta, and plenty of hills, river, lakes, not only mountains, which are our most beautiful heritage probably. You can experience plenty of outdoor activities, and what else? The best is to show you a short video so that you can feel involved, and I really would like to receive you here. Thank you, and the floor to my colleagues after my intervention. Thank you.
Dear Veronica, I know now why it's a 5-part series, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, honestly, Jesus, it looks like a bragging list. It looks like, okay, that's it. We come to Piedmont and then we are done. It's everything. I mean, from the palaces, museums, modern art, contemporary art, and it's incredible. I mean, really, really, awesome, perfect.
Yes,
Now,
in fact, there's a lot.
we have the quick hello from the representative from the region. We are very happy about that. But of course, now let's get to Torino. Here very promptly written and behind you, and of course you, Veronica. Stop talking. Thank you very much for being here. Please introduce us to this beautiful town.
Okay, good morning to all, and thank you to Enit for the opportunity, of course, this great opportunity to speak and promote Turin and its area. I represent the tourist board of the city and the territory of Turin, so the Winter Olympics, so the Olympic Mountains that hosted the Winter Olympics in 2006, and also the Lanzo and Canavese valleys. I have some pictures to show you while I'm speaking, so just to give you the impression of being there, even if we are not so close. And I don't know if it is possible to start showing these pictures.
Of course.
Thank you. Okay.
There we go. Got it. Perfect.
You see it? Can you see it?
See a beautiful heart on top of a beautiful
exactly.
region.
This is our logo.
Perfect.
This is to show you where the Piedmont is where is Piedmont in Italy. So Piedmont is in the northwest of Italy. And of course, Torino is the capital city. The symbol of the symbol of the region, of course, is the Sacra di San Michele. It's a monumental abbey that is 40 kilometers from Turin. And it is a stage, it was a stage of the Via Francigena, the Pilgrim's Way, from France to Rome. From these towers, from its towers, you can see a wonderful view of Torino and Val Susa. But
so this is on top of Torino.
Yeah, sorry. This is Torino, the city center.
Wow.
This is the most important. Hello, can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So this is Torino, the most important square, one of the most important squares of the city. So you can see the royal palace, because we have the kings of Italy in Turin. We can see the Mole Antonelliana, that is the symbol of the city, and of course the castle that names this square, and Palazzo Madama. So this iconic building, the Mole Antonelliana, is it was a synagogue, and then now is so it's also the museum, the National Cinema Museum, that is unique in Italy. It's a wonderful museum, a very interesting, interactive museum, with a fantastic setting by Francois Confinot, that was a set designer that won the Oscar Prize. And the most fascinating thing to do is to take the elevator and reach the top of this building to see the landscape and all the city around. It's very nice. In the National Cinema Museum, you have a fantastic collection of objects and how to say, items of the famous directors. For example, you have the red scarf of Fellini. Yes, Fellini. And for example, the masks of Star Wars and other settings. So it's very, very nice to visit, very fascinating also for families and for movie lovers. Of course, the Egyptian Museum, we have here Cedric that will explain better than me the importance of this museum that is one of the most visited in Italy and with the largest collection of Egyptian antiquities outside of Cairo, of course.
Indeed.
Then we have, then we have the Royal Palace. So thanks to the fact that we had the Kings of Savoy, so the House of Savoy in Turin, they had their headquarters. We have a rich heritage of royal residencies that were declared by UNESCO World Heritage Sites. But inside these royal residencies, there are fantastic museums. This, for example, is a unique complex of museums that in which we can see, for example, the Royal Palace with the fantastic reception rooms and halls.
Oh my Lord.
The Royal Armory, yes, the Royal Library that preserves the Leonardo da Vinci self-portrait, and so this well-known drawing. And of course, the Galleria Sabauda with fantastic works of, for example, Van Dyck, Botticelli, and other important Italian artists. This was a collection of the royal family. Yes?
No. I was saying this is a beautiful art collection. The question I have, the rooms that we saw before are inside that building that you were showing? Is that inside?
Yes. This room, this one.
Yeah.
This
oh my
is
Lord.
inside the Royal Palace, this one, because the Royal Palace is one of the complex of the Royal Museums. So inside the Royal Palace, we have 5 museums. And it's a fantastic complex in which you can admire all these things that I saw. You can enter inside this fantastic hall. And the Royal Armory, of course, you can enter the library and see the gallery, the Sabauda Gallery.
Got it.
There is a short video that I would like to show you about the museum in Turin. Thank you.
Okay, let's take a look at the video.
Thank you.
No problem. Perfect. We saw chocolate finally. That's the other thing that's. I mean, we'll talk about that. It's because it's 1 o'clock here, so everything has to do with food. It just hits the mark.
Exactly. Next webinar we will talk about food and wine. So
yeah, that will be very
so to continue this presentation, I don't know if you can see. Okay, are you able to see everything? Okay. So this is, for example, a fantastic work of art and architecture, of course, by Guarino Guarini. This was this chapel was restored. Yes.
Are you mentioning something that we are supposed to? Here we go. So this is the picture you're talking about. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, it's the line. Okay. So okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this the chapel by Guarino Guarini, and it's a fantastic work of art. It was restored after a fire, and it took 18 years to be restored. Now you can admire it. It's inside the, so you can enter inside the Royal Palace and see this beautiful chapel. Okay.
Oh. So this once again inside the Royal Palace. This chapel is inside
yes,
the Royal Palace.
It's near the Royal Palace. It's near the Royal Palace, but if you enter the Royal Palace, you can see it because there is a corridor and you can see it. So it's everything is in the complex of the Royal Museums. Okay.
Gotcha.
Then we have this other wonderful museum that is the Palazzo Madama. It's like entering in this museum. It's like making a lesson of history of art, because you have different styles. You have the Baroque facade. Then you have behind this facade, you have the medieval castle, and inside you have the Roman basement. This is also a fantastic museum of the Civic Museum of Ancient Art, and inside you have wonderful pieces from the medieval age till the Baroque age. So it's really a fantastic museum to visit. Now we have a Mantegna exhibition inside. And look at this. Yeah, it's really not to be missed. Sorry.
Lovely.
This is a staircase, a very famous staircase. It's a masterpiece of Juvara inside this palace. That is also important to see. Okay.
Wow.
Fiat is from Turin, so it was founded in Turin. So it's normal that we have the National Car Museum. It's a fantastic museum. According to Times, is on the list of the 50 top museums in the world. It's an incredible exhibition from the vintage vehicles till the dream cars and, of course, the Formula 1 cars. It's an interactive museum and very, very also funny to visit. And then we have also the MAO, the Museum of Oriental Art, with a great collection of ancient South and Southern Asia work of art, and also the most important Italian collection of Chinese funeral art. So it's worth the visit. If you have families, you can go around Torino and see this wonderful castle. It was a reconstruction of a medieval castle, so you can enter inside and jump to the past. Now we can see another video about the royal residences.
The royal residency. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Let's do that. Right, I guess that takes care of that. Wow, incredible. So I'm guessing that this is a very easy transition to our first speaker. Am I right?
See, there is a lot to see. A lot.
It's very simple past. So, of course, you know, we're talking about beautiful,
right.
you know, royal residence. And, you know, we have one guest that actually I think is standing one, or otherwise is a very lucky man who stands in a very, very lavish living room. Tommaso, hi.
Hi,
I see
hi.
a beautiful backdrop. And as I said before, this is not CGI. This is not a TikTok filter or an Instagram filter. This is actually real.
Exactly. No, this is real. It's not a fake. It's not a picture. It's a royal residence, the center of one of the most important, the largest of all these. There are 16 the royal residences in the town and around the town in the countryside. And Venaria Reale is the largest. And the center is this great gallery designed by Filippo Juvara, an architect, the first half of the 18th century. And here you can feel to be a king for a day. So if you want to be a king, to feel to be a king, come here and live with us in your journey, in your trip in Italy. They are 80 meters long, and all plaster, there are represented gods in the Mount Olympus. So it's the glory of the king in the countryside when during his pleasure, his holidays, they still to live here since middle of the 17th century and 18th century, before the French Revolution.
Sure.
Venaria is one of the UNESCO heritage site here in Piedmont. 20 years ago, it was quite ready to be destroyed. There was no roof, no windows, no floor, and now it is
You freeze up for a second.
restoration workshop in the European Union. We have spent a lot. We have spent a lot of money, maybe too much, but a huge quantity to restore and to give again to the people, to the visitors, is again a royal palace. We had the palace and a large garden and park. We have 80 hectares of garden completely restored and 3,000 hectares of park. Is wood with no streets, no cars, only nature and animals, and it's fantastic. In Italy, in the plain, it's completely amazing. I have a video just to show what is Venaria.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at it. Beautiful. Tommaso, I have a quick question, if you don't mind, before
Yes.
you let, of course, expand on that. You know, the title at the end says Una giornata a Venaria, no? So it's a day spent in Venaria. Almost implying that it's not just sort of this idea, just you buy a ticket, go in and see a bunch of paintings and rooms and then go home. It feels almost like that this place offers layers of experiences. Because we have, you know, travel agents mainly and tour operators attending this webinar. Of course, as interesting as it is the history of the place, I think the idea, if you can, to expand on, you know, the different aspect of the experiential sort of journey into Venaria, it would be interesting for them to know about it. So on top, of course, of seeing a beautiful sort of collections and rooms, does Venaria has, you know, other sort of incredible opportunity that offers different opportunities for the people visiting?
Yes, yes. We don't like to define ourselves as a museum, but as a house, a royal house, indeed. But so you have to live here, and you can see the parcours, the normal display of a collection about history of Piedmont and the royal house of Savoy. But this is not our goal. Our goal is to feel to be a king, as and so you can walk around in the garden, in the park. You can say there are always exhibitions. Now we have an extraordinary exhibition about Baroque between Turin and between Paris and Rome. And but you can have a dinner, a lunch. You can there is a one-star Michelin restaurant or a normal restaurant in the garden. You can have a tour on a carriage or a tour in the peschiera. It's a huge swimming pool of 150 meters long, and or if you are a restorer, you can restore your self-portrait. Why not? There is one of the three most important restoration centers in Italy. If you are if you are a family, you can stay in the garden and have, especially on Saturday or indeed in Sunday, there are spectacles, there are jokers. So we are not only a museum, but we are a house.
That's, I think, a great. Also, and this again, maybe I don't want to put you on the spot, but is also part of it. If somebody wants to hold an event or a meeting or that kind, do you have spaces that are available for?
We have spaces. We are very proud and we are very happy to host a similar event, private event. We have weddings. Or public event as congresses or presentation of press conferences. We have meetings for politicians. We have the board of all the minister, the culture and heritage ministers for the European Union a couple of years ago. We have a G7 for labor a couple of years ago. The president of the Italian Republic sometimes during his mandato always come here to visit us. So it's a place important for private, for public, and for everyone.
Perfect.
We have always dinner in ancient costumes.
Well, that's cool. That's
yes.
very cool. I didn't expect that.
Sometimes, if you come here in the night, not always, but a couple of times a year, this room, this gallery, one of the masterpieces of the Baroque, international Baroque, is transformed in a DJ set in a disco music.
Perfect. Absolutely. I love that. Last but not least, geographic logistics is important. How far are you from Torino? So, like, you know, if I have to sort of put it together, what kind of distance?
We are 8 kilometers from the center of the town. But we are very close, but we are in the town some way, so very close, and indeed very close to the Turin airport called Caselle, and on the motorway. So it's very, very easy to reach us.
Easy to access, a beautiful place that has so many different opportunities. I want to think this is really, really
and a lot of guides.
They can come and meet you, which is the most important part of it. You're there dressed, in a whole costume, waiting for people in great.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Now we will get back to you in a second, but of course now we're going to Cairo, I guess, or some places exotic, but it's Egyptian thing. Now, Cedric, I mean, it's your last name is not exactly from Torino, so I'm guessing you're from outside, let's say Torino, maybe some other province. So like Casablanca said, of all the stinky museums in the world, why choose an Egyptian museum in Torino? Why you decided to do that to yourself?
Well, thank you very much for that nice introduction. Well, first of all, I would like to say hi to everyone. And I'm very happy to have the chance to speak to you who are across the Atlantic about the Museo Egizio. Since, that you had a little tip, I am myself Canadian. So today I feel a particular connection with you. And also, as an Egyptologist, it was pretty normal then for me to land here working for the Museo Egizio. It's a real chance for me to be able to work in such a great place where I can fulfill my passion. So today I will try to pass on a bit of my passion to you. Indeed, I would like to share with you my experience of our museum as seen through the eyes of a North American like me. You will understand in the next minutes why the Museo Egizio is indeed one of the main and most popular attractions of Turin, if not of the whole Italy. So I think we have a little video to play, please.
Perfect. Let's see the video. Thank you, Cedric.
Thank you.
Well, I think we can kind of understand why.
Yeah, thank you very much for having shown this. This is always very striking. So, first of all, a question that might arise is why such a museum in Turin, so far away from Egypt, right? So, as it was said previously, Turin was the capital of the House of Savoy. And during the 17th and 18th century, the House of Savoy wanted to gather a rich collection of art masterpieces, so to link the origin of their family and their capital to ancient Egypt. So only that, right? So then to achieve this goal, the Savoy sent a few emissaries to collect ancient Egyptian objects in Egypt. So they did, and obviously they did succeed very well in accomplishing their mission because the Museo Egizio was then created a few years later. Just to mention, in 4 years' time, the Museo Egizio will celebrate its 200th birthday. So I really hope you will seize this opportunity to come celebrate with us on this occasion. Myself, as you see here, the set behind me, it's not stage. Again, this is the real museum in which I am now. What I personally love about the Museo Egizio is the fact that it is unique. So it's the oldest museum in the world, only dedicated to ancient Egypt. And it's the biggest Egyptian collection outside Egypt, as it was also mentioned earlier today. So for an Egyptologist like me, working at the Museo Egizio in Turin is a dream. So there is something for everyone, really. So statues, sarcophagi, as the one you see behind me, mummies, papyri, etc. But me, what I enjoy the most really are the objects related to daily life of normal people. Our museum indeed possesses one of the most extraordinary collections, thanks to which visitors can get a look at how people like us were living almost 4,000 years ago. It is really a rare opportunity to get that much up close and personal with the ancient Egyptians outside Egypt. So as Champollion himself was saying, so he's the one who deciphered the hieroglyphs 200 years ago, the road to Egypt passes by Turin. So here we are. So anyone wishing to visit Egypt should also come visit the Museo Egizio, really. The museum has been completely refurbished 5 years ago and is now accessible to all visitors. You will see that the Egyptian civilization has way much more to offer than only the pyramids and Tutankhamun, really. So, for instance, the museum possesses the whole content of an intact tomb from the golden age of Egyptian civilization. It is a very rare opportunity, again, to see this kind of material outside Egypt. Also, the museum has a unique setting of statues gathered in two rooms called the Gallery of the Kings, so the Galleria del Re, where you will be immersed in an almost cinematographic atmosphere, since it has been set up by Dante Ferretti, who won many Oscars for best production design for many Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
Also, bear in mind that you will have also the possibility to visit our museum with a guide, and that all our guides are Egyptologists, hence offering to our visitors a unique in-depth experience. Also, in our museum, children are not left behind from being it. A space is especially dedicated to them, where they can have fun in doing a special workshop, special activities like building a pyramid with Legos or designing their own mummies, etc. But I have not to forget about the building itself where we are located. So as if the collection was not enough, the museum is indeed housed in a sumptuous Baroque palace built in the middle of the 17th century. And as a Canadian, I know that this is the kind of architecture that pleases North American visitors. This is the idea of Italy people like and want to see by coming to Italy. So the museum is also very ideally located in the very center of Turin, from where visitors can enjoy other wonders of our region and of the whole northern Italy. It has been mentioned, but I must insist particularly on its food and wine. This is what I enjoy the most, just to mention these two things, of course. Among other extras, to finish with this, the museum has to offer them. As you will see in the second video uploaded for you, you can book and organize private events inside our gorgeous museum. As you will see in the video, the Gallery of the Kings is where most of the private events are held. So private dinners or cocktails, DJ set can be organized in this spectacular setting under the gaze of Ramses II himself. Private tours of the museum can also be prepared and way much more. So my colleagues and I will be very happy to welcome you all at the Museo Egizio in Turin and to give you a tour. Why not? So we will be waiting for you. Ciao.
Thank you, Cedric. Thank you. It's fantastic. And I have to say that, you know, some of the agents know that it's not common. I mean, at least in the experience, the recent experience, the idea that a museum, it opens up, like you just said, to the community because of the transition. And I have to probably, you know, say thank to the ability to actually bring in fresh blood from outside that can give this perspective and this idea that the museum cannot just be simply an extraordinary number of things that are displayed in a beautiful palace, but it's much more than that. There's life behind it. And I think cultivating the passion, similar to what Tommaso is doing up in Venaria and you yourself in the museum, just creating this new generation of enthusiastic museum goers. And I have to say, this is just a personal tale. Being in the United States, you know, and of course New York, I experienced that firsthand. So beyond, of course, the different sort of quality of the collections, what really is remarkable that the museum experience is considered in itself an asset for the museum, and sort of the attempt to make it more and more entertaining, educational, and also create, if you wish, an addiction where you want to go just because you do like that experience. So I want to thank you for that, because I think it's tremendously important for the city of Turin. And as I said during the dry run, I didn't forget, the museums and the Egyptian museum is beautiful. But as I was mentioned in the video, I also want to urge our attendees to actually, if they have a chance, to go and explore the Museum of Moving Image, because it's really, like Veronica sort of made a mention, it's an extraordinary experience because the building, it's extraordinary. There really is nothing quite like it. That dome that you see behind Veronica, it's amazing. And of course, I have to say, and it breaks my heart because it was, of course, created by a French guy, but the settings and how the museum, it's incredible. It's one of the most fun museum in terms of really experience I've ever had. And it's really, if you had a chance, just take time off because it will really surprise you.
And you can reach
that's right exactly where she's pointing. That's the view, and the museum is basically in the dome. I want to add one last little bit of information to tie the whole thing together. As I mentioned to our guests before, I was fortunate enough to bring some travel agents a few years ago back to Torino, and I myself, as an Italian, I'm ashamed to say I never really went there. I'm from Florence, so we're a little spoiled by art and all that. So we feel like once you know Florence, you're done. And I was wrong. I have to say that. I have to admit it. Torino was really, really extraordinary, surprising, and I remember talking to the agents themselves. They were themselves really taken aback. One, I said, because the expectation was that high. Torino is, of course, for people who don't go in depth. It's always attached to the history, of course, of Fiat, and it's always seen this very fortunate town that live off this great industry. But it really is a remarkable place. And if I had to put in one sentence, just walk in the city of Torino, as I said before to other guests, it really shows you, if you needed, the real tangible difference between something that is elegant and something that is luxurious. I mean, you can breathe elegance throughout the entire city, from how the building looks like down to the way the cafe is served in one of those historical places. Even the way they wrap chocolate is really remarkable, their jewelry. So that really, I think, it stays with you long after you leave a place like Torino, because as even Cedric says, and Tomás as well pointed out, just walking the hallway of these places, like in Venaria, you feel like a king, and then you go and see something unexpected, as it is this extraordinary Egyptian collection in a place that you don't necessarily associate with Egypt. I'll shut up right now. Now, I want to see if you fell asleep while I'm talking, which is very possible. I'm married, so I'm used to people falling asleep while I'm talking. I'm gonna quick poll to see if you know this little fact about Torino. This is again mainly to see if you are awake and we are with us. So I'm going to launch it right now. See if some of you can answer these questions very simply. Which shroud is kept in the Royal Chapel of the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist? The shroud of Jesus of Nazareth, the shroud of St. Peter, and the shroud of Mary Magdalene. I mean, like Jesus, or is it Jesus, St. Peter, or Mary Magdalene? Of course, let's see if people can know. Okay, wow, not everybody's getting it right, which is great. So it's about 40% of the people who answered. So on top of all the things that we said, so the self-portrait of Leonardo, the Royal Palace, Venaria, the Egyptian Museum. This is like going on. It's too much. Guys, you have to get rid of some of this stuff because you have too much stuff. I decided. So I'm going to give you few more seconds. 50% of you have voted. So I'll give you another 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, again, if you didn't have a chance to vote, don't worry. This is just a little bit, and I'll share the results. Now, I'm very glad the 62%, so a little bit more than half, said the shroud of Jesus. There's a 26% that goes for Mary Magdalene, and of course St. Peter's trailing. The right answer is, of course, Jesus. So we are glad that 62% of you know that. But
solo 62%.
So those also should be said. That how many I forgot when the Shroud of Turin is actually what do you call it, shown? Is that every 5 years? How many?
No.
It depends from the Pope. So the Pope decide when. Usually every 5 years, but it's not certain. Like okay. But anyway, I would like just to say
Sure, please,
that
please go ahead.
all these sites, so the museums, the royal residencies, can be visited by with a card that we sell in our offices.
The one we mentioned, yeah.
Yes, so this is a pass for all the museums and the royal residencies, not only in Torino, but in the entire region. And these passes have a validity of 2, 3, or 5 days, and have net prices for tour operator and travel agencies. So for any information, you can go to our website www.turismotorino.org.
Perfect.
And don't forget that Torino has been the first capital of Italy.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, we know that. You're first in a lot of stuff. That's it. You also have teams. You have the car. The bragging that makes you not like you. So you started from like nobody knows about us. Now you show a lot. Now you just go a little bit overboard. Stop it, because otherwise you become. So I'm gonna read a couple of questions. Of course, we have tons of questions, and let's see if I can get through them. Oh wow, there really are a lot. So. No, this is not interesting. Okay, let me see. Oh, this is a question about. I think this is for you, Veronica. They were asking if the La Mole still has any artifacts related to the synagogue that the once was. Is there still some traces of that?
No, just the shape, even if the point of the mole is new. So it was an old synagogue, but now it's the iconic symbol of the city, and inside we have this wonderful museum, the National Cinema Museum.
Yeah. This is. I don't know if I want to ask you this.
For Jewish people, so we have a synagogue in Turin and other places for this type of culture.
Gotcha. Let me go. They're asking what is the name of the chapel. I don't know exactly which chapel she's talking about. There's a chapel that we saw, and she's asking the name of the chapel.
Yeah, the chapel is La Cappella della Sindone. Is behind the St. John's Cathedral, but you can pass inside the Royal Palace to see the chapel.
Perfect. So let me see if there's anything more. Yeah. Oh, yeah, somebody's asking you, this is for Tommaso, and they were asking him where is located Venaria. I think we answer is pretty much almost like within the city limit of Torino.
Hey, we are 8 kilometers on the north of the town.
So
very close to the motorway and very close to the airport of the Turin airport. It's called Caselle.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, to spend a word about the airport of Torino. It's an international airport that is sort of increasing in traffic. Although, I don't know if you'd like me to say, but Torino is very close to Malpensa, let's face it. You probably within, really a stone throw. So if you really, have to, also Milano is, it's a good place to land. Of course, Torino would be preferable, but if you're looking for direct flight, Milano has a direct flight. Course, with the United States. Let me see. This is for Cedric. This is a good question because it's always how much time should one allow to visit and have a good experience into the museum? How long does it take, give and take?
Okay, so we estimate like an average visit of the museum, as you say, to have an in-depth view, would cover it between 2 hours, 2 hours 30. Of course, you can spend a day with that. Yeah.
Do you actually have a restaurant there as well? Is it like Ghiozza is a place that somebody can get something to eat there?
There is a cafeteria, yes, indeed.
There's a cafeteria. Okay, perfect. All right, let me see if there's anything else interesting. No, it's not common. Okay, perfect. No, there are several questions, let's face it, and we decided not to address yet about the lockdown because they're very sort of time, when I say that the question can be outdated very quickly. They can say something now, in 3 minutes, there's something else happening. And second, just to explain both my attendees and also to the speakers, this wasn't the purpose because we really want to make an effort in this time to do something that is timeless, to speak about something that is valid now and is going to be valid in 50 years in terms of what Torino is and is going to be and what it has to offer. So I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to thank both of you and of course as well Veronica. So thank you, Tommaso. Thank you, Cedric. Thank you, Veronica. You should be very proud where you are working, and of course Cedric for choosing this. Congratulations for choosing this beautiful town. It could have been much worse. And of course, this concludes our webinar. To our attendees, you will be receiving a survey email. Give us a sense about what the presentation was today, and if you want to have more information, if you want to change something about the format, we'll do so in order to accommodate your needs and try to serve you the better. And last but not least, this is of course a cooperative effort. This is not just me blabbering. There's a lot of people behind it. So I want to thank my colleague from my Toronto office, of course, Emanuele, Salvatore, Sabrina from our New York office, of course, Caterina, Cosmo, and Marzia from our Los Angeles office, Emanuele and Fabrizio. Thank you very much. See you at the next one. Bye.